Hey everyone, it's Kabir here. So from today we are going to start with the React hooks. But before attending these sessions, I would suggest you guys that you should have the knowledge on basics Reacts, like what is React, what is state component, what is props drilling, functional component. You should know how the functional component works, how can we create a functional component. You should know what is class component, how can we create a class component. Apart from that, you should know the lifecycle methods in a class component. What are the lifecycle methods, which lifecycle method is triggered at what phase, right? And how it behaves, what we have to write in that lifecycle method. So that concepts you guys have to understand. Apart from that, you should know reference. How can we create a reference? How can we pass a reference to another component, something like that. And you should know the context concept as well, because if you wanted to overcome from the uh, if you wanted to overcome from that props drilling concept, right? Props drilling concept is not going to work if you have a big hierarchy. So for that, we are going to be with the concept of a context. You should guys know what is the context concept in the React, and you should know how can we do the routing in React. That's the most important thing you guys have to understand, right? Then you should have the strong knowledge on HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, and the JavaScript. So because we are going to use Bootstrap whenever we are going to create some examples, right? So that's why Bootstrap is mandatory and HTML, CSS is by default be required, right? So that's the thing. The persons who don't know about these things, all that concepts, so I would suggest you guys to refer these concepts and come to this particular video so that it will be very easy. And don't worry, the recordings of these videos will be available in the YouTube until we have our YouTube channel. Okay, so lifetime it might be. So that's why you guys not need to worry. Just go and refer these concepts. You can refer wherever you want. No rules that you have to refer this tutorial or that tutorial. Apart from that, we also covered the basics concepts of React in our YouTube, so you can refer to the playlist. So the channel name of our is nothing but iSmart Edu Tech. Now this is the channel name of ours. So you guys can go to the playlist and you can find the folder like React, and you can refer all that videos we have covered. Apart from this, guys, one more thing I wanted to know: JSON object. You should know the concept of JSON object. It is very mandatory because we are going to perform lot of like lot so many operations on this JSON object. So you should know how can we insert a property in this object, how can we delete, how can we update, all that operations you should know. Already we have covered this thing also in detail. Apart from that, you should know map method in the JavaScript. Okay, so JavaScript is mandatory, but just try to concentrate on this map method, how it works. So we have made a separate video for that as well, so you guys can and watch how it works, right? Okay, fine. Now we are like, now we understood what are prerequisite, what the topics. Now what the topics we are going to cover are nothing but React hooks. We are going to cover React hooks. Once we have done with React hooks, then we are going to understand Redux, then Redux Thunk, Redux Saga, and Redux Forms. So these 5 topics we are going to cover, which will be absolutely free, and which it will be absolutely practical oriented. What is the meaning of practical oriented? Means nothing but we are going to cover so many examples. So the examples will go from simple to the complex. So first we will create a simple example and understand the concept, then we will create a little bit complicated example, then more complicated. Such kind of way we are going to do, so that it will be very easy for us to understand all these concepts. Okay, so we are going to start with the React hooks. So what are the hooks? Now hooks are nothing but a special functions which is given by React people from the version 16.8. Now why they have introduced this React hooks? Now suppose you wanted to maintain state in your application. Now you have created some components, like you have created A, B, C component. Now you wanted to display some data in the A component. Now, whenever you wanted to display some data in the A component, you required that data to be stored in some variable. Now, that data might be a little bit complicated. So what you will be doing, you will be creating a state. It means your application required a state. Now, you know that in React, we can create the components in 2 ways. The first way is functional, second way is a class component. So what is the basic difference between these two components? In class component, you can maintain state, which is called stateful component, whereas your in functional component, you cannot maintain state before hooks. Okay, before hooks. So whenever you get a requirement to like implement a state, then you have to go with the class component. Now dealing with the class component is little bit complicated. Like we have the this keyword, which is the main villain of this class component, because the this keyword in JavaScript behaves differently compared to the other languages. That's the one complicated thing. Second thing, your class components internally has to converted into functions only at last, right? And they have to execute, so it will take little process, so your performance is going to reduce compared to a functional component. That's the second issue. Third issue is like, as of a developer point of view, writing a class, creating instances, all that things little bit complex things you can create, but it is little bit complex. That's the only issue with your class based component. But the strong point is class based component provides lot of opportunity, I mean lot of features compared to functional component. If you want to make your application like very good, or the performance, the features, it should have very high features, then you have to go with the class component. Now what the React people thought, why can't we take the features of class component and same features we can implement in functional component? So with this mindset, they have created the concept called hooks, which has been introduced from the version 16.8. Now, whatever the features you have in the class component, that features you can use in the class component. Means you can use like state, you can use context, you can use reference, so many things. Okay. So to use that features, they have created functional component. Now you have understood what is hooks. Hooks are special functions which has created by the React people from the version 16.8. Now using hooks, we can utilize all the features that we had in a class component. It means whatever we used to create in the class component, that we can create in functional component as well with the help of hooks. Now the first hook that we are going to understand about, use state. So now we are going to understand everything in step by step. So first hook will be use state. Now, as I said, hooks are nothing but a function. So we have to denote with the parenthesis. So use state. Now, the people who don't know React, right? The people suppose just consider who don't know React, but they know the JavaScript. By seeing the statement, they are going to say, here it is a function. Now, this is a function. Obviously, it is a function in turn, but in React terminology, we are going to call it as a use state hook. So we are going to understand what is a use state. Now, use state hook helps us, it helps us to maintain state in functional component. It means now if you want to maintain state in functional component, it's possible using the use state. Now how? So let us understand. Now I have created the React project, okay, using create React app. Now we got by default this for this kind of structure. Now the people, I hope you are familiar with each and everything. Now in SRC, I'm going to create a folder called component so that we can keep all our components in this folder components. Okay, fine. Now in this component, let me first create a class component. So if I wanted to create a class component, just I'm going to say class comp.js. Okay, now we have created a JS file. Now to make this JS file as a component, we know that we have to import the React. The shortcut is nothing but React class component. Now if we select this one, we are going to get this kind of structure, right? Now if you come down, now if you select this one, you are going to get this kind of structure. So like this, so you can select whatever snippet you require, guys. Okay, so I want to select this one, so I'm going to enter. So I got a skeleton of class component, so I'm going to say it should be component, sorry, it should be class component. Okay, fine. Now I'm going to remove this export default from here. I want to mention it in the last line, so I'm going to say export default, and it should be class component. That's fine. Cool. Now I wanted to maintain a state. So first of all, I need to create a constructor. So I will be creating a constructor, and in constructor, our first statement should be super. And I want to maintain a state. So I'm going to say this dot state equals to, I want to maintain a count. So I will be saying that I'm taking a property called count. Initially, the value of the count is 0. It means what we are going to do, we are going to create a button. So I wanted to create a button. Okay, now button will be like click me, something like that. Now, if I wanted to use this component, first of all, we have to keep this component in the app.js because the execution start from the app.js. So I'm going to come to the app.js. So I will be removing this header part from here. Now I wanted to use that particular component, so I have to first import it. So I don't require this, so I'm going to remove. So import class comp from components, and it is class component. Now if I wanted to use, I'm just going to say class comp. Okay, fine. Just I'm going to save it, come here and just execute your React application using npm start. Now what we have did, we have just created a simple class component and we are displaying just a button. And our requirement is whenever I'm going to click on this button, it should show the message like this many times you have clicked. If I click one time, it should show something like a click one time. So we got some error. Let's see what is that error we got. So we have to come inside this one. So I'm going to say cd hook 1. Okay, fine. Now we have to do npm start. So we are going to start our application. Now in the browser, we are going to see a simple button. So it's loading. First time it will take a little bit time. Okay, we got button, but this is looking very simple button. So I wanted to use the bootstrap. So for that, I'm going to install a bootstrap from npm registry. So how can we do? Just I'm going to say npm install bootstrap. So once we have installed the bootstrap, we are going to integrate our bootstrap with our React application. So bootstrap is installed. So I'm going to say here import dot slash from node modules. It should be bootstrap. So it's not installed still. Npm install bootstrap. So it's internet issue, guys, not a big problem. So not internet issue, actually it should be cd hook 1, and I'm gonna say here npm install bootstrap. Even we have a little bit internet issues here because of this rain, all that kind of things. So I'm connected through the mobile network as of now. So it is going to install the bootstrap. After that, we have to integrate our bootstrap with our application. So it will be very easy of integration of bootstrap with the application. Once you have installed the bootstrap, it is going to store all that libraries in node modules. So here I'm going to say after node modules, it should be something like bootstrap. Inside the bootstrap, I'm going to say dict css and bootstrap.css. Fine. Now I wanted to make this button as a bootstrap button. So for that we have the class name equals to btn primary. Okay, I wanted to give some margin from the top. It would be some 2. Now if I save and come here, now we are able to see a little bit fancy button. Okay, now fine. Now here I wanted to change little bit. So here I'm gonna say clicked me times. So whenever our state is going to load, it should say this dot state dot count. Okay, fine. Now this will say clicked me 0 times. So whenever I'm going to click on this button, this value should get changed. So for that, we are going to write an event, and that event is nothing but your on click event. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna say on click. So we have to define the function. So here I'm going to call the function set state. Now, if you want to update the state, you have to call the set state, right? Now, in the set state, it is going to take one object, right, guys? Now, this set state is going to take object that is nothing but our state. Now, here count should be this dot state dot count plus 1. That's it. It's very simple, right? It's very simple. So I'm coming here this time. Now whenever our application is going to load, it's a 0 times. Whenever I'm going to click 1 2 3, if I'm clicking 4 5, so it is changing. It means we have created a state where we are going to maintain the value of how many times the user have clicked. The first time when the application is going to load, it's a 0. So whenever is going to click, this particular function is going to trigger, and it is going to track how many times that particular user have clicked the button. Now this is how we are going to do in the class component, means we are maintaining the state. So the thing what you guys have to concentrate here is we are maintaining the state. Now in the same way, if I wanted to maintain a state in the functional component, so before 16.8, we don't have any kind of such facility. We have to write like explicitly some code, or else we have to come with the class component. Okay, now from 16.8, as they have introduced the hooks concept, now we can maintain state in functional component. How? Let's see. So I'm going to create one more component. So let me clear it, and this time let me comment it so that save and come here. Now we are not able to see anything. Okay, fine. Now let's create one more component. Now this time we are going to create functional component.js. Now if you want the snippet of your functional component, you have to write the shortcut react functional component and E for export and tab. Now we got a by default functional component snippet. Okay, fine. Now if you wanted to use the hooks, so you have to first of all get the hooks from your React library. So how can you import? Just you have to give the comma in the curly braces, just say use state. So you are telling I wanted to use the use state from the React library. So if you wanted to create a use state hook, it's simple. We know that use state is a function. So let's write use state is a function. We wrote the function. Now this function is going to take initial value. So the initial value is 0. Okay, fine. Now this use state function is going to return you the array. Okay, so how can we catch that array? I'm saying const array. Now it is going to return the array. This is the syntax of your use state. Now this array is going to contain 2 elements. The first element is your state. Now here you can give any name. So I want to say count. Okay. Now if you wanted to update this count, you have to write one function. So this use state is going to return array. The first element will be the state. Second element will be the function which is going to update yours this state. So how we have the set state in class component, here we can give any name. So I'm going to say set count. In class component, we have to give set state. That is a mandatory. We have to use set state only. But in functional component, you can write your own name. Instead of set, you can write just count. There is no big issue, right? But we have to follow some methodology or some terminology in the React. So we are going to call it as a set count. Fine. Now this is a function and this is a object like a state. Now if you want to update this count, we have to use this set count. Okay, now you understood this thing. Now how can I? So I wanted to create one more button here as well. So I will be creating button, and the class equals to something like btn, and this time I'm going to say btn dark, something like that. So this time I'm going to say clicked count times. That's simple, right guys? Now fine, now we are saying that we have created a button, and in that button we are saying click the count times, right? Now we have created one state. Now the value of the count by default is 0 because this use state is going to take a parameter which is going to be an initial value. Now here our initial value should be 0, so it's a 0. Now this parameter is going to take a single value, or else we can give one object or array, we can give anything. So we will be seeing in the further examples. So as of now, you have to remember here we have to give the initial state of your state. So though initially the count should be 0, so I'm going to say 0, right? Now let me import this functional component in my app component. So import functional component from components, and this time it should be functional component. So let me create here. So it should be capital, guys, first F. So function component, fine. Now save it. Now comes to browser. Now you are able to see something here, right? The button. So let me give some margin to this button as well. So I'm gonna say M4. Now we got the button downside, right? Now click it 0 times. Now whenever I'm going to click, it should update. It means I have to write one on click event. So I'm going to write on click, and this on click is going to call a function. Now this function is responsible for updating your state, nothing but your count. So how can we update a count? Using set count. So we have to call the set count here. So I'm going to call set count. Now set count is nothing but I'm going to say simple count. So whatever the count will be there, count, it should be small c plus 1. That's it. Now come here. Now initially it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now just consider, I'm gonna just uncomment it. Now save it, come here. Now we are able to see two buttons. This button is clicked, this button is created using the class component, and same button is created using the functional component. Now here the value of the count we are maintaining in the state. In the same way in functional component also the value of the clicked we are maintaining in the state. So click, yes. Now this is the concept of the your use state. It means you can keep, you can maintain state in the functional component using the use state hook. So what is the syntax of use state? It's very simple. Use state is a function. Let me tell once more time. So first of all, if you wanted to use state, first of all you have to import. So this is the way how we import, and this comes from the React library. Okay, now use state is a function. So just define use state as a function. Now this function is going to take one argument, and that argument will be your initial value of the state. So I wanted to give the initial value should be 0. So the 0. Now let me change this time. I wanted to maintain initial value as 100. So 100. Now this use state function is going to return you array. So let me return it array. So I'm going to say const array. Okay, now what array contains? It contains elements. So the first element should be your state. So your wish, whatever name you wanted to give, you can give. I'm going to give state only. Okay, fine. Now, if you wanted to update this state, you required one function, right? Now this use state is going to give one more function as well for you. So give your own name. So I'm going to say increment state. So that's it. I can give any name, right guys? Now just I need to change the value from here. This time I'm gonna say inc state, right? And this time instead of count, I will be saying state. That's it. Just save it. Come here. Now we got some error like count is not defined. So count is not defined. Constant. Okay, fine. Okay, here we have to say state. That's it. Come here. Now we got now, now see the initial value of class state is 0. Now here initial value is 100. This 100 is coming because of this particular thing, because it means that it is going to take an initial value. Now if I click on this button, it will be 101, and whereas it is going to start from the 1. So now this is the concept of your use state hook. Okay, now this is the basic example. So let me clear everything. Now let us understand a little bit complex example. So I hope the concept is very clear for you guys. Now what I wanted to do, I wanted to create a folder here in src stating as static files. In this I wanted to create a file like some kind of info.js. Now in this file, I wanted to maintain a data of some persons. Like what data I wanted to maintain? I wanted to maintain name, email ID, and the city or a country from where he is going to belongs. So, okay. So here I wanted to create a JSON object. So how can we create a JSON object? I'm saying const person data equals to, now this will be an array. Okay, now in array everything we have the elements. Now here each element will be the object. So this is the first element, comma, we have the second element which will be also object. We have one more. Okay, now each object is going to represent a person. Now object contains property, so we have to define the person details using the property. So the name of the person will be something like Kabir. Now comma, now email is kabir@gmail.com. Okay, and one more property I need, country. So I'm gonna say he is Indian. So country is India. So we are preparing a JSON object which contains some kind of data. Now this data is nothing but person data. Now this particular person data is nothing but an array. Okay, now array contains elements, right? Each element is one object. This is the one object, this is the second element, so one more object, this is the third element, so one more object. Now each object contains the detail of person. Now in the same way, I'm going to copy this one, paste here. This time I'm going to say Santosh, and email will be something like Santosh, and he's from India. In the same way, I have one more data. The name will be like Krish, and he is from USA. So let me create one more object. So let it be only, just let it be 3. Now I want this object to be exported, right? So for that, export default, and you have to give the person data. Okay, fine. Now my requirement is I want to display this data in the format of card. So how I want to display it means, I'm going to say something like here, it's not working. Okay, just I wanted to display this particular thing in the card format. Okay, that's the one thing you guys have to understand. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one more component. So this time I'm going to say person component dot js. Now this should be functional component. So r React functional component E tab. Now we got the skeleton of our functional component. Fine. Now I wanted to use that particular this data in this component. So first of all, I have to import it. So let me import info from static files, and it would be info. Fine. Okay. Now let me come here. It's the personal data and it's from the info file. Okay, fine. Now here I wanted to construct a card using the bootstrap, right? So what can I do? But first of all, I wanted to create a button here. So let me create a button. I'm going to say button get data. So let me comes to app.js and import this particular component. So how I'm going to import is nothing but import person component from, it will be very similar to your components, and here it will be person component. Now let me comment these two things and let me say it has a person comp data. Fine. Now let me save it and let me see how it is going to look like. Now we got render method of app. Okay. We got some error. Okay, person data. Okay, this is person component. Save it, come here. Now we are able to see some kind of data, but I wanted to make it as a bootstrap. So I will be saying class equals to something, sorry, it should be class name in React. And this time I'm going to say btn dark or warning this time, which we are getting the name from the bootstrap and yum from 4. I'm going to save it. So come here. Now we got get data. So my requirement is whenever I'm going to click on this button, right? After clicking on this button, the information what we are getting from info.js should be presented in the form of cards. So each and every employee detail should be in the form of card. That's our requirement. And that should be displayed once I click on this button, right? Now to do that, what we have to do, we have to render that one, right? So first of all, we need to maintain this particular information in this component in the state. So for that, first of all, we require a state. So we have to import use state. So I imported use state. Now let me create a use state. As we know that use state is a function. So use state is a function. Okay. Now initially the value should be empty array. Okay. Now this is going to return an array. So I'm going to catch that array const array. I will be maintaining something like data comma set data. Now, whatever the info is there, right? I wanted to keep all the details of this info in this particular data, and using this data, I wanted to construct a card, and that should happen once I have clicked on the button. So initially the value of the state will be empty array. So once I have clicked on the button, the state should be filled with this particular data, which is coming from the info. Then afterwards, it should construct our cards. So how can we construct a card? That's very simple. Once the data is loaded, what I want to say, I want to take a container which is coming from Bootstrap. Then I will be saying something like row. Okay, fine. Now in this row, I want to take an expression of JavaScript, and data is nothing but array. So I can use the method that is coming from the JavaScript is map. Okay, fine. We have used the map, right? Now what this map is going to do, it is going to iterate each and every element of your array. So that array, now this map is going to take one more callback function. Now that callback function will have two parameters. Okay, one is going to be your in element and one will be the index of that element. Okay, fine. I'm gonna say, okay, fine. Now this is the map. Now here in this map is going to return some element. So this time what I'm going to say, this return will be something like this. Now this time it is going to return something. Okay, now what this map will do, it should take first object, it's nothing but this object from this person data, and it should store in the data. From the data again it should take the first element and it should construct the card, and that card should take the space of 4 columns in a row. So I hope if you guys know Bootstrap, you guys are going to understand this code. If you don't know Bootstrap, it will be very difficult. So column, I'm going to say md4 tab. Now here I want to prepare a card. So I'm going to say card tab. Okay. Now this card will have a card header tab. And apart from this card header, it will have card body as well. So I'm going to say card body tab. Okay, in card header I want to just represent something like judge4, and this time I'm going to say person details, a static data, and it will have a class bootstrap something like text primary. Okay, fine. Now in this body I wanted to represent the details of this particular information, name, email and country. So how can I do? So what I will be doing, I will be taking one p paragraph, or yeah, let me take a p, and here let me say name, and the data will come from the object. It's nothing but o, it should be o dot name. Okay, fine. In the same way I wanted to represent more to data, like just I'm copying, and here it should be email, it should be country, and this time it should be something like email, and here it should be country. Fine guys. Okay, now everything should come in the text center. Fine, and text should be white, and let me give some background color as well. So bg something like dark, or not bg danger, and it should be bg dark. So we have wrote some stuff of our JavaScript and Bootstrap, right? That's fine. Now we are getting the information, all this information in this info, right? Initially our object, our state is empty array. Now I want, whenever a person is going to click on that button, this should be updated with the data that we have in the info. So for that I will be writing an event called onClick event. So onClick equals to, I want to call the function. So before that I will be creating a function here. So I'm going to say function update. Okay, now this update function is going to just update your state. So I'm going to say set data. Now this set data is going to be updated with the value info. Okay, fine. But when we have to call this update, once we have clicked on this button, right? So I will be saying something like this, update. From here means whenever I'm going to click on this button, a event is going to trigger on click. This on click event is going to call this function. Internally this function is going to call update. Now update is going to call means this function is going to call. Internally this function is going to call this particular method, that is nothing but set data. Now set data is going to update your state. Now state will have all the information. Now again, whenever you are going to call set date, it is going to render once more. That time again we will get this button, and this time we are going to create a cards using the bootstrap, and we are displaying the details of the person in the format of cards. So I'm going to save it. Let me come here. Now this is get data. Now once I have clicked, now we got the details of the persons in this particular thing. So let me remove this text color of that person, right? So in the card header, it's a BG in text primary, right? So let me remove this class name. So everything should be coming in the white. But I wanted to add here something like font weight bold. Fine, save it. Come here. Now, whenever the application is going to load, nothing is going to be visible, only a button is going to be visible. Whenever I'm going to click on this get data, a, a card is going to be created. Now we are displaying this particular information that we have here in the format of card. Now suppose, now we have increased the data. Now we have the 3 object instead of 3. This time I'm going to make total 9 object. So now we have 9 objects. So it means we have to get the 9 cards, right? Nothing, no, nothing you have to do. Just we have to give the commas, right? After here, a comma, then come here down. Then we have to give the comma. That's it. Now we are okay with to go. Now just save it. Now once you have clicked, now you got some data. Now if you want some margins, so let me come to the code near our cards. Now after every card, I need a little bit gap. So I'm gonna say yum2. Fine. Now come here, click. Now we got some space between the cards. Now this is the name Kabir, Santosh, Krish. Now it is repeating. You can change the data whatever you have here, right? So that we are able to display the information in card. The concept is very similar, guys. You have some data in some other files, or the data is coming from database. Just consider the data is coming from the database. Now that data you wanted to display in your application using the card concept. So what you have to do, you have to send a request, right, to the database and take that data and keep in your state. The first thing, once you kept in the state, then you can use that data inside your component wherever you want, whenever you want, right? Here in this example, whenever the application is going to load, right, now I don't have any data. So whenever I'm going to click on this get data, that time my state is going to initialize with that particular data. Initially the state data is empty, we don't have anything data. So once I have clicked on this get data, what it is going to do, whenever I'm going to click this on click, then it is going to call the update function. No, nothing but this function. Now this function is responsible for updating our state. Now once I clicked on that button, our state is updated with the information info, and info information is nothing but this information. Done. Then we are rendering again that component. In that time, it is creating a card and displaying all the information in the format of the card. And this code you will be understanding if you know the Bootstrap. If you are familiar with the Bootstrap, then you know what is container, what is rope, and what is map. Map is coming from your JavaScript. So this little complicated example compared to your previous example. So I have one more example. Now in this example, we are getting the data from the static file, and that data is present in our file application only. In third application, I mean in third example, our data is going to come from the database. That is nothing but, let me come here and just say JSON placeholder. Now this is a JSON placeholder. It is a website which is going to give you a fake data. So just come down. So now here we have something like post, comments, albums, photos, to-dos, users. So I'm going to click on the user. Now you are going to get some data, right? And this data is very similar to our static file info, right? Here, this is the array, and this is the information of one person. What information we have? ID, name, username, email, address of that person, phone, website, the company details of that person, some informations we have. Now I wanted to display this information in my application using the use state. So to get this information, first of all, we have to send the request, right? So how can we send the request? Using the Axios, means we have to use the Ajax concept. So that we will be seeing tomorrow. How can we send the request? Normally, this data is present in the database. It means we are going to perform a application or exam, like we are going to perform a task where we are going to fetch the data from the database and we are going to display that data here. So here we are going to understand how can we do Axios call, right? How can we do a server call? How can we send a request to the server and get that data from the server? How can we can keep that particular data in our state, and from that state how can we pre-represent that data in card format or in table format. We are going to see in table format. We saw two examples in card format. Now I wanted to display the data in the table format. That we are going to see tomorrow, and we are going to start tomorrow use effect hook as well. So we are going to see how can we use lifecycle methods of React, which is in a class component in a function component. So how can we use lifecycle methods in a functional components? A simple concept. Now there again, we are going to see a step-by-step examples. So this is my plan. Create a basic example, understand the concept, then little bit complicated example. Now next example will be more complicated than this example. But you guys have to be familiar with the bootstrap because we are going to extensively use the bootstrap, and we are going to override the cla classes of bootstrap as well. How can we override? How can we give our own designs? That thing also we are going to see in the tomorrow session. So that's all for this session. As this was a first session, this is a small session. So tomorrow we are going to see the last example of use state. Then we are going to move with the use effect hook in the React. So that's all guys. Thank you for watching the videos.